About 5 years ago, I was not planning to ride a bicycle across America. I was, in fact, making out my will because I thought I was not going to survive hepatitis C. But I managed to prove my doctors wrong on that one.
All right. So I have a bottle of champagne in there for me? Yes, we'll have it waiting for you.
So tomorrow, we're getting up bright and early before the sun to we're going to ride about 116 miles from Costa Mesa to Palm Springs, California, which will be the first stretch, the first day of our 27-day journey from coast to coast.
So what about weather and the bear?
Well, the bear is the official harbinger of good weather. When you see him on the back of the bike, it means I've checked out the weather forecast for that day, and there's a reasonable chance of sunshine throughout the ride. If you don't see him, carry your rain jacket because it might be raining that day. We're going to get up and hit the breakfast buffet pretty aggressively, I think, and then we're going to...
Are you ready for your journey?
Ready for the ride.
All right, you ready for the ride? Okay, you ready to go dip your wheels into the ocean?
Definitely.
Start rolling out of town, and we're looking at temperatures probably upper 90s, maybe into 100 even by day after tomorrow into Blythe. So we got a few days in the desert here to contend with first.
You're a hemophiliac and you're willing to put your body through this for the third time, go ride all the way across country. Aren't you afraid of what could possibly happen to you? So you actually do have shoes, Barry.
Well, sort of modified ones.
I was wondering there for a minute.
This is what you do when you have peripheral neuropathy in your feet and you want to ride a bike.
Yes, sir. Nice little wrap, huh?
Focused heavily on safety. I try not to take chances. I have never gone down in a serious crash. I adhere to a every other day prophylactic dosing schedule when I'm on one of these long tours. But I don't do it to excess. I use 3,000 units every other day. My first tour across the country, I did not have a breakthrough bleed the entire tour. Of course, being on the bike 5, 6, 7 hours a day, doing an average of about 110 miles a day, there was no chance to rest anything. So I had to do a little bit of extra factor for that. But it eventually resolved itself. So once again on this tour I'll be doing an every other day dosing schedule to hopefully get me across the country. I went through nearly 4 years of interferon ribavirin treatment for hepatitis C from 2007 till end of 2010. So I invested about a year and 5 months, I think it was. I rode probably about 12,000 miles to train for the first event. Conceiving the idea of, before I even finished the first tour, I was already making plans for the second. And the second was a much more aggressively paced tour, so there was another goal I put out there. As long as there are people in other countries who do not have access to treatment. And until we get a hemophilia memorial, which is another background concept behind the ride. Again, I referenced earlier, we dedicate each day to someone who lost their lives to HEP C or HIV associated hemophilia.
Barry, is your brother riding with you?
When I'm out there on the road, when I feel my brother, I feel my brother-in-law. They, like me for so many years, were silent, afraid to come out of the closet, afraid they might lose their jobs, lose their access to health insurance. I have a lot of regrets about the fact that they're not here to see me do this, but in many ways, my brother's death in 2007 was the basis for why I became so heavily involved in the hemophilia community in the first place. So it all works together, and those goals and objectives I think are going to be out there for a long time. So I plan to be very busy for many years to come with these types of rides.